What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati, and as always, I am joined by the podcast dad, Choops. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm exhausted because we just had a great wrestling weekend and I had to go back to work. But
Me too.
wrestling is a lot of fun. As you can see, I
Yes.
like good wrestling hats. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the weekend. We also have some fantastic guests that I can't wait to talk to. Let's get some wrestling, man.
Yes, as always, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Make sure to hit that QR code in the top left corner. Please do us a favor, like, share, subscribe. We are trying to get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of the year, and we need your help to do it. What's that magic number, Choops?
That magic number would be, hold on, let me check here. Oh, it's 1.
Just one. If you know one person that would enjoy our show, please share our page with them. We have a lot of fantastic content, a lot of fantastic guests. Every little bit helps. We're at 289 subscribers on YouTube right now, so thank you to everybody that continues to show their support for the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Also, make sure that you are following the Main Event Wrestling Network on all social media platforms at mainevent_net. We've got podcasts, we've got live blogs, we've got fan art, we've got a lot of great content by a lot of amazingly talented people. Show your support for our network comrades, compadres, whatever you want to call them, friends.
Migos.
You know, it's yeah, there we go. All of the above. And it's only, I believe, 17 days until SummerSlam. Can you believe that, man?
No, I got to be in the car with you again.
Well, I mean, hey, you're driving this time, and you've got the podcast mom here, so I feel like I'm kind of balanced out here. And yes, we acknowledge the podcast mom because it is her birthday weekend, and she is spending it with us at SummerSlam. That's a real one right there.
Yeah, well, it could go one way, it could go the other way, so we're hoping the good way.
Yeah, well, if we're going to SummerSlam, we probably need some new WWE merch, much like this John Cena Farewell Tour t-shirt. You can get that through our WWE shop affiliate link using this QR code in the top left corner right now. This is the last ride for the leader of the C Nation, so definitely do your part to support and say thank you and goodbye because we are going to miss him when he is gone. But in addition to that merch store, please support the Wrestling Junkies merch store. We've got t-shirts, we've got hoodies, we've got tank tops, we got mugs. Hats, I promise, are coming, as well as a brand new t-shirt design that I'm going to need. I'm going to have a request. I'm going to need something from you in order to make this design happen, but you're going to be very happy with what the concept is. Yes, I am going to need something from you, and we're going to talk about it after the show, okay?
All right.
Perfect. Well, before we introduce our first guest tonight, a couple of more things. Once again, ETU Summer Madness coming up July 27th at the Mecca, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, an iconic independent wrestling venue. That all of these and phenomenally great sponsors are, including the Wrestling Junkies, supporting this company, supporting this cause, streaming live on IWTV. Main event has already been announced here. We have got Marcus Mathers defending the key to the East Championship against Titus Alexander, and Joseph A-Game Alexander has been announced for this show as well. You do not want to miss it. But
just got to see him live. He is a stud.
You have, I mean, that would be an understatement, I think. But that could be said of everybody that we got to see firsthand this weekend. Scenic City Invitational in Chattanooga, Tennessee, at the TWE building. We put out a little video yesterday. But once again, we want to say thank you to Matt Griffin. We want to say thank you to Scott Hensley, Dylan Hales for all of their hard work on this phenomenal weekend. SCI tournament, Action Futures Showcase. Just again, we can't say enough about the talent in Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, all across the southeast of the United States that we got to see live and connect with in person for the first time. Kai McKenna, Rico Gonzalez, the Good Dr. Landon Hale, one of our good friends, The Wall, Tyler Stevens, Casey Owens, the Futures winner, Jameson Shook, Paul frickin' London chopped the podcast dad.
He did. It's a moment I will never forget. Shout out to you, Paul London. We're going to have you on soon, too. Don't worry.
Yep. Absolutely, and Matt definitely knew what he was doing, sitting us next to the trash cans that night. But
both nights.
it was worth every second of it. I mean, again, thank you to everybody that made us feel welcome. And there was an incident that took place on Friday night. TW is serious. No hate speech in that building. If you don't like it, they'll give you that money back before the first bell rings. But they're not going to tolerate it. And it's certainly good to see that there are promotions out there that want to make these experiences welcoming to all fans from all walks of life. So again, hats off to them for that. And again, just thank you for supporting the Wrestling Junkies. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of this event. I mean, Adam Priest almost hit us with a little bit of trophy shrapnel, but
it's okay.
It's all right. Okay. It's fine. Right. Yeah, Amanda's gonna fuck him up. It's fine.
Watch your language. If you like, remember, this is a family show, just like TWE. If you like wrestling, it doesn't have to be independent wrestling. It can be, whatever. If you like wrestling, go watch this tournament. It's the talent that they have here, especially, we saw a lot of young talent in that Futures tournament. They're going to be something someday. And it was really cool to see. It was really cool to watch. There is a lot of good people. As well as great wrestlers down there. So if you see them online, go follow them, go interact with them. If you support them, buy some merch, just like we ask you guys to do for us, but support them. That is the future of wrestling. That is independent wrestling. That is where everybody comes from. So support independent wrestling.
Yeah, here. Time to talk some wrestling. Time to introduce our first guest tonight. We have a returning guest who is nothing short of a powerhouse in the ring. He's fresh off a win at Pro South Wrestling's Risky Business show this weekend and secured a convincing victory over Caden Otten. I guess that's how I'll say it. He's here to talk about his journey this summer, what's next for the rest of 2024. I mean, not only did he dominate at Pro South, but he also made his mark at New Era Wrestling this weekend. So please welcome back to the show, the brute strength personified, Brother Azriel. Azriel, how we doing, man?
What's up, dudes? How you doing today?
Doing well. Thank you for coming
Fantastic.
Back. No problem, man. Appreciate it.
Well, first and foremost, congrats on the win at Pro South this past weekend. Take us through this match with Caden Otten and some of the key moments that led to the victory.
All right, it's Uten, but he's a young kid and everything. He's like one of the guys that like to hit. So like him being the ones that like to hit as well, I had to test him and see how good he was. He got a little strikes on him. A little bit, but with me, it just takes one to knock him out. So, but other than that, the kid's good and everything. Caden Newton, he's a promising talent to look for in Pro South and all the other talent at Pro South as well. But like Caden Newton, he's the current YouTube champion there, and that, like I said, the dude, he's good. He's good. I can see him going places in the future, but just not beating me. But other than that, it was a good match, and I still came out with the W though.
So, it sounds like you got to win over a champion. So, when's the title match?
I don't know about that one possibility in the future, but I do have another title match coming up. Recently, I did win the All Out or Nothing tournament at a Pro South as well. So, I am the number one contender for the All Out Championship, and the champion there is Aiden Andrews. He just returned last week because prior the last big show we had, he actually had a collapsed lung in the match with KJ Impala. So he had to step away for a bit and came back last week. And so I'm glad to see him back. He's healthy. So I'm glad to be able to get a shot at the All Out Championship they has. And also with me winning the All Out Championship, I'm able to name the stipulation for the match that we're going to have August 30th. So you got to see what's going to happen with that too.
You sure you can't give us a little insight or a sneak peek into what you're thinking here? We gotta have to wait.
Luckily you ain't gotta wait that long because Friday is coming up very soon, and Pro South streams every Friday as well. So just stay tuned. You subscribe to Pro South Wrestling on YouTube, and I'll give you my answer there.
Perfect.
I like it.
Perfect. So you also competed at New Era Wrestling this weekend. How's that experience, and how does it differ from Pro Wrestling South or Pro South Wrestling?
Pro South, it's about wrestling in Alabama is about the same. It's almost like the same fans and everything. Me and my tag partner Sean Christopher, we're the New Era Tag Champs. Our tag name is the Sacrilege. So we just go in there and essentially just have fun beating up people. Me, Sean, and Ravana, we just go out there and just do what we do, beat up people, and have fun while doing it. And sometimes I might record and put it on Snapchat, me beating people up. So that happens too.
Well, speaking of beating people up, I mean, the brute strength that you have is a key part of your wrestling style. So what do you do to maintain and enhance that physical strength between these matches, especially knowing that you've got some major championship opportunities coming up over the coming weeks and months?
Well, luckily with me, I'm an avid weightlifter, so like that's like one of the main things that I love to do all the time. I like every time I go to the gym, I have to do more key lifts. Well, I call them my key lifts, bench press, squats, deadlifts, and stuff like that. So like I push myself to like see how far I can go in lifting as much as I can with those and stuff. Also with the cardio and everything, but like with weightlifting, that's like it's in my blood. Like I can't go a long time without lifting weight.
Okay. All right. So let's get into kind of a question that I find intriguing here. What's been your most challenging match so far, either in your career, this year, whatever, and then how have you kind of gone into that and overcome those obstacles?
I say I had a few challenging matches. Like yeah, there's about a few. Like the first one I had was Unchained at Pro South. Essentially the idea behind Unchained is like each person is handcuffed to the post and like kind of like elimination chamber style. Like you have a random person get unlocked and they get into the match. But yeah, during that match, I actually got hard weight. Like I got somehow my head hit the turnbuckle and then like got cut and started bleeding there and everything. And then it just after that moment being locked up again in the handcuffs, then breaking through out of those, and then just kind of giving it my all in that match, but still came up short. But I feel like that's like the first match where like I kind of started coming into myself a little bit. And then another match I've had, I wrestled Joe Black at PCW, and that led to kind of some other matches there where I was wrestling him at another promotion called Premier All Star Wrestling, wrestling him and Murder One as the Dark City Violence Collection. But like the first time wrestling Joe Black, that's the test. That is the test. Like I don't know if you have anybody else that's been on the podcast that talked about wrestling that man, but that he's the real deal. Like you want to see how good you are at wrestling. Try to see if you can wrestle Joe Black. It's literally sink or swim. It is sink or swim with that man. And luckily, I swam barely at the first match, and now I've been kind of going back and forth with that man ever since. I can't probably like 5-6 times in tag matches and stuff. And like and another one I had, it was against Jeter, Big F and Deal Jeter. And like Jeter is one of the dudes that kind of like took me under his wing as well and kind of like showed people like, hey, this kid can go. So like I had the privilege of wrestling him, and he even with Jeter, that's another test in himself because like you say that I'm big and strong. This guy's like 6'7", 400 pounds, and he can just toss anyone at will. So like wrestling him was an honor as well. Hopefully I could be able to do it again. And yeah, so I feel like those are the matches that were essentially a big obstacle for me. It's especially like knowing their names and stuff like that and what they've done to wrestling and Georgia wrestling in general. Like sharing the ring with those guys, it was a test and it was an honor as well.
Yeah. And I mean, you've had this collection of incredible matches, and as we said off rip, you've been on the show before. It's been a while since we've had you back on. But how would you say that your career has evolved since your last appearance? Factoring in these matches that you've had with these talents.
I feel like it has evolved in a sense of like I said, like what I said before, like I'm coming into myself. Excuse me, like I'm starting to like figure out like who I am and like what I like and stuff like that because like I've been in the business for like 6 years, and there's some guys that still don't understand who they are in the ring and everything. They're still trying to figure that out. So like I feel like this year and everything, starting from the Unchained match and all the other matches that I had, I feel like I'm starting to kind of know who I am in that ring, and have that confidence to like say, this is who I am. I don't care about anything else. Like, I know who I am, and what I'm capable of when I get in the ring.
Okay. All right. So what is the goal for the rest of the year?
Goal for the rest of the year, collect some more championships. So we know about the race of Aiden Andrews, so trying to take that one as well, and whatever other championships comes my way. That's one of the main things too, and try to get into some more promotions as well. Actually, next week I'll be down in Kraken Pro Wrestling down in Tifton, Georgia, so I'll be wrestling down there. Got some other promotions coming up that trying to work with and everything. So just trying to get out there and get some more promotions in. Hopefully, win some more titles.
Well, if we're lucky, we've got some people from Action, TWE, potentially Coastal Empire Wrestling watching this show right now. If you're not familiar with those promotions, and if they're not familiar with you, floor is yours. Why do they need you on their cards?
See, I try to not be egotistical and everything, but that's like one of the things that you kind of have to have in this business and everything. So like,
put yourself over. That's what you're here for.
Exactly. But the thing about it, like with me is that I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do in the ring. I know how to conduct myself in the ring. I know how to turn the switch on and do what I need to do in that ring to entertain the crowd, to get over, to get the match that I need, that I want to have. Like, I understand now what needs to be done in that ring, so it's one of those things that come with experience, and I feel like I've got a good enough experience now to like show the world, everyone else, even Action. I've done Next Up a few times, so I believe Matt Griffin kind of knows how good I am as well. But I mean, in any promotion out there, I know truly who I am and what I am capable of doing.
Hell yeah. Love it. Well, we certainly cannot wait to see what it is that you do next coming up this year. You always keep us, in the loop of what's going on with your journey, and we certainly appreciate you tagging us in all of your work, because it's just a damn delight to watch. So, Azriel, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and hopefully it won't be so long before we get you back on the show next time. All right?
No problem, man. Just hit me up anytime, dude.
Anytime. Take care. So all the best to you, my friend. Thanks.
Thank you.
Always a great guy, and seriously,
the pitch.
Yeah. I mean, come on. If you're watching out there and you're running a show, I mean, that is a hoss that you need in your locker room. Just a genuine stand-up guy. That's for sure.
That's right. All right, hits keep going, baby. Hits keep going.
They absolutely do keep coming. So Brii Combination Wrestling is gearing up for their Grand Rumble event. This is a tribute to Mama Pan. With high stakes on the line, the winner of the Grand Rumble does go on to main event Nightmare at the Mecca event for a shot at the BCW World Heavyweight Championship, currently held by Mr. Darius Carter. We do have some incredible participants lined up, including Faye Jackson, Just Saying, Jaco, and Layla James. Here to give us all of the details and some of the behind-the-scenes insights is the promoter of Brii Combination Wrestling, Anthony Cole. Anthony, welcome to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me tonight.
Doing awesome. The shades look fantastic.
That's a nice touch. I mean, you came in with some drip. I mean, I feel dressed down now. But no, thank you so much for joining us tonight. So let's get right on into it. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind the Grand Rumble event and what it means to pay tribute to Mama Pan.
Oh man, Mama Pan, she is awesome. If you ever had the opportunity to meet Mama Pan, she's just awesome. She's like the wrestling mom. She helped me out at a couple of events, especially the big event. We did that 2 times. She was there for us from morning till afternoon, and she loves wrestling. And last year we did the tribute to Mama Pan, and we did it on Summer on Smash. But then as me and AJ started talking, we realized that Mama Pan's favorite event was the Royal Rumble. So as a tribute to her, we are, bypassing Summer on Smash this year, and we're doing the first ever Grand Rumble, a tribute to Mama Pan, just because of her love for the sport.
What can fans expect from this match and from this event?
Oh man, from this Grand Rumble, you're going to see nothing but the best of the best in indie wrestling. And of course, we do have our championship matches. Darius Carter will be in action. The newly crowned Stunning Law Tag Team Champions will be in action. And of course, the newly crowned new Grand Dragon Champion, Jay Bougie, he'll also be in action too. And of course, my women's champion, Vicious Vicky, she'll be in action. So all that's coming up for August 18th, the Grand Rumble. And this is going to be a big one.
Love that. So, as we said at the beginning, a handful of names already announced. Faye Jackson, Just Saying, Jayco, Layla James. How did you go about picking these particular participants, and what makes this particular lineup so special?
Oh, man. So, you know what? We've been in this business for 8 years. We just celebrated our 7-year anniversary. And throughout this 7 years, I've gone to so many different promotions, East Coast, some on the West Coast, all down Jersey, Southern Jersey, stuff like that. And I scouted these guys. I looked at them and I handpicked them. And I'm like, you know what? If we're ever going to do a Rumble, these are the guys that I need in the Rumble. And when you see this lineup of participants, you are going to be like, ooh, I can't believe he's in the Rumble. Well, and it's intergender. Obviously, as you saw today, we have Just Saying, Layla James, Faye Jackson, D-Vibe. So, this is going to be an event not to be missed.
Okay. All right. The winner of this Rumble gets a shot at the BCW World Heavyweight Championship. Let's talk about the current champion. What are your thoughts on Mr. Darius Carter's reign, and how's he going to prep for this one?
Oh, man, the All-Father, and he just had a birthday. Happy belated birthday, Darius. Oh, man, Darius is a tremendous athlete. I mean, we have put him up against some of the most talented people that we could think of. Just last show, Anniversary 7, he took on Victor Benjamin, the Savage Gentleman, and, man, what a match that was, And but the difference is, with each show, the wrestlers, they talk to Darius. They try to get inside his head. So I think that with the Rumble, I think a lot of these guys have a confidence that you don't get from not being around him. They see how we move. They see how he's holding things down, and they want to emulate that. There's a few people on the roster now who definitely have a bullseye on Darius' back. So this is going to be interesting to see.
I like it. So as far as planning this event, can you share any behind-the-scenes stories or insights as far as the preparation and getting ready for this?
Oh, man, to get ready for this. So the first thing we had to do is figure out, how to actually make sure we don't go over our time, right? We got 20 participants plus 4 championship matches. And the hardest thing is sometimes, you get into the match. One match we had on the last show was supposed to be about 10 minutes, and it went for 22 minutes. So, things like that, we definitely got to minimize because we want to give everybody their shine. We want to give everybody the opportunity. And then, another thing about the Grand Rumble is this. Since BCW has started, it actually started with people saying, who's BCW? Who are these guys? But I tell you, 8 years later, everybody's like, listen, I want to be on BCW. I love the way you guys do business. I love the way you guys are running things. So it's also me opening the doors, right? All of those guys that come to the show, they help out with the ring. They do, all of that additional stuff to get noticed without being annoying. This is also for those guys as well, as a way of saying, you know what? I'm watching you. I see how hard you work, and I see your dedication. So it's more than one facet for the show.
So is this going to be streaming live? Just so we can tell our audience?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So we talked a little bit about it. What are some of the challenges that you faced kind of organizing an event this large? And how have you kind of overcome those challenges?
Oh, man. The biggest thing is making sure that everybody in the Rumble gets along with each other. And I feel like that's the biggest thing, right? You don't want two people who have, really dislike each other to be in that ring going all out. The adrenaline is high. And so that's the first thing we had to do. Like, just make sure everybody in it gets along. We don't want any incidences. We don't want any, any unnecessary drama to happen. And if you ever put on a show, you know that anything and everything that can go wrong on show day will go wrong. So that's the first thing, making sure the talent is good. And then secondly, like sometimes with the venue, the Mecca, we run out the Mecca. The Mecca is going through a couple of changes now. So the last show, we had a little bit of issue with the venue, but we worked it out. But for this show, hopefully no issues. Everybody's on point. Everybody knows what needs to be done. So hopefully we get in there, get out, in on time, out on time. It's just a little thing. All the behind the scenes stuff, man.
Yeah. So, what advice would you give to aspiring promoters or wrestlers that want to book their own shows? Or starting to see that wave of promotion happening. What advice would you give for someone for the first time wanting to create a successful wrestling event?
Oh man. Well, if you are aspiring to be a promoter, the first thing I would say, even before giving you any advice, the first thing I would say is, how much do you love this? Because this wrestling game is a beast. It's like you have to deal with so many people, from the production staff, right? Like the lighting crew, the ring crew, the commentators. So you got to deal with all of that. And, each person is different. So each person has their own set of things that they would like to accomplish. Then you deal with the workers, right? Now, putting the matches together, making sure everybody's good, everybody's happy. So if you're going to be a promoter, you got to ask yourself how much you love this, because this will become your life. So, and if you love it and you're passionate about it, let's do it, man. Go for it. Live your dream. So.
Perfect.
So for anybody, anybody going to their first time to BCW, first time fan, what can they expect, and what makes you guys different?
Oh man, with BCW, one word comes to mind: shenanigans. When you come to BCW show, you never know what's gonna happen. Like this. I don't know if you saw Anniversary 7, right? Mm-hmm. But me and Mr. Anthony Gangone, we have to have a talk, because at the last show, unfortunately for him, he lost the title to Jay Bougie. And he was so upset. And I tried to talk to him in the ring, and even before I could talk to him, the next thing I know, he's got me with the mandible claw, and I'm down on the floor convulsing, like, I can't believe this is happening. So, definitely need to talk to Mr. Gangone before, we get into it. But that's definitely something that needs to be addressed. And then there's just going to be a whole lot of craziness happening. But if you come to a BCW show, one thing I can guarantee you is that some way, somehow, you will be involved in the show. So just sit back and relax and enjoy. It's going to be a roller coaster ride.
All right.
Love it.
That'd be awesome.
Well, Anthony, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This is sounding like an incredible card. We cannot wait to watch this live and see how this plays out. We know that Mr. Carter had or has a match with a friend of ours, Mike Skyros.
At Smash Master Wrestling. Yeah, we're doing some work with those guys. I like what they're doing over there too.
Yeah, no, we hear phenomenal things, and everybody out there watching, you can follow Brii Combination Wrestling on X at BCW_wrestling_. Anthony, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we sincerely hope that this is not the last time you're on the Wrestling Junkies podcast.
No, not at all, guys. Thank you for having me, and anytime you want to have me back, I'll be ready. Thank you so much.
Consider it done, Anthony. All the best, my friend.
All right, have a good night.
Thanks, you too. Yeah, so thank you to Brother Azriel and Anthony Cole for joining us tonight. Fantastic conversations. Man, we may have been away this weekend, but we did get a chance to watch SmackDown from the hotel room, and we have more questions and answers here. And then also, once again, shout out to Gorilla Press Apparel joining live for the first time. Cannot wait to link up with you guys in Cleveland. We got a lot to talk about. But let's talk about that opening segment on SmackDown. Now, Choops, I want to say that I heard this, but I don't know. You might have to
Family show.
You might have to
Family
I know,
show.
But did Nia
Yes.
Jax call her BBL
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes, she did. That happened. Yes, it did.
It did happen. Yeah.
Yep. We're in a new era, buddy. Like we're in a new era.
We are, and you know what? They're again, and this is hats off to Papa H and Papa HB Shizzle. I mean, when DX is running creative, they're going to give them the freedom to do a lot of the things that they were doing 25 years ago. But really, the opening segment was about the WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton has reminded everybody that she is a threat at any time, and that night she almost was a threat. Thought about cashing it in for a second until Nia Jax was like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yep, tried it over the
Your
weekend
thoughts?
too. She tried it over on the Mexico tour. Didn't work again, but yeah, it's a fun subplot to the SummerSlam match. Like,
Facts.
What role is Tiffany going to play in this match? Because honestly, I think you're, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I think you think we're going to crown a new champion at SummerSlam. I'm still on the fence a little bit. So,
yeah.
Obviously, we'll get to that preview here in a couple days or weeks or whatever, or however, 17 days, right?
17 days away, according to Kyle. And then Kyle, for reference out there, BBL means Brazilian butt lift.
Yes. Come on, Kyle.
He was curious, so, But he also had this to ask. Is the only thing you guys do is watch wrestling? If so, you're living the dream while he sits there playing college football 25.
Well, the thing is, with experience, I have played NCAA 14 with wrestling on the iPad. So you got to double screen it.
It certainly can be done, which, I mean, I'm going to be doing something tonight as well on the double screen. TWE Crash Course will be streaming live on IWTV. They run every other Monday, seriously. If you have not watched the TWE show, you are in for an absolute treat. Darian Bankston, who killed it at Scenic City Invitational this weekend, will be putting his TWE Undisputed Championship on the line against Sawyer Wreck. So that's going to be a physical, hard-hitting ass match right there. But, I mean, again, just to go back to our experience this weekend, the SCI Futures show that ran at 2 in the afternoon on Saturday, $5. I mean, it's worth every single penny to go check out. I mean, it's such a cool venue. I mean, to have your own dedicated space that you can keep your ring set up, you can, run without, necessarily having the logistics of getting everything set up. It's, phenomenal. So again, just make sure that you're checking them out. IWTV, it's $10 a month. It's worth the investment.
Best concession stand I've ever been to at a wrestling show. Just throwing that out there. I mean, it was
hot dogs, cheeseburgers.
When you go to an indie show, man, it's tough.
You're lucky to get a walk-in taco.
But this place had it all. This place had it all. But yeah, no. You've said it. We've said it over, X, and we posted our video. It was so much fun. If you are a wrestling fan, go support any indie promotion. Your local one, travel, kind of like we have. But indie wrestling is in a really, really good spot, and there are some future stars that we witnessed that I know will be big time one day.
Yeah, I mean, for reference, last year's winner at SCI Weekend, main event at NXT, and Javon Evans. Matt Riddle has won the Scenic City Invitational. We've seen Alex Kane there. I mean, there's so many phenomenal people. I mean, the experience that we had meeting Paul F. in London that weekend. I mean, minus getting trash thrown on us. It's okay, but
I forgive.
Yeah, I do too. Like, I can't wait to have. I mean, there's so many questions that
he sang to us.
I want to ask him. He did sing. I mean, Thunderball, Lionel Richie. I mean, it's just
it's an experience. If you haven't watched Paul London on the Indies yet, like, TV doesn't do it justice. Like, if he is near you, like being advertised, go see him. He is. I mean, it's not the Paul London from Velocity. It's something totally different. He's reinvented himself. He's a lot of fun. Like, he just the crowd is just in the palm of his hand the entire time.
Facts. And Kyle says, loves good concession stand, and then asks if Cleveland has some good grub for us, to which Gorilla Press promptly said no.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I haven't been to an indie show in Cleveland, but there is some really good food in Cleveland.
Yeah, no, we definitely cannot wait. We still got to get our tickets to AIW as well for that Thursday night. And yeah, GPA, Paul Longden likes to fling garbage juice. We found that out firsthand. We found that out firsthand.
It's good. It's all part of the fun, though.
Yeah, let's talk about that final segment on SmackDown here. Bloodline once again just steamrolling everybody. This time Cody and DIY caught in the crossfire here, so it seems like there's probably going to be a 6-man and Randy. There's probably going to be one more 8-man match kind of built up for before SummerSlam, I would imagine, maybe.
I don't know. That might have been a Randy write-off. I mean, they did the same thing that happened before, and they did the same thing when they took out Jimmy Uso. So they remember last time they made Jay watch.
I'm cautiously optimistic. That's all.
Dude,
that's all I'm saying.
It's my weekly plug. Jacob Fatu. That guy
unreal
is a star.
Unreal.
For somebody to do what he did with that springboard leg drop moonsault was I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean,
nobody should be able to do that at that size.
Yeah. And when you think about, how Austin versus McMahon was the better part of 3 or 4 years, I mean, we're getting even more of that with the Bloodline, because with as good as Jacob Fatu has shown that he is, and proving himself and kind of, opening eyes for people that didn't watch MLW or watch any of his trek on the indies. I mean, this is another person that eventually can lay claim to that tribal chief role should he really decide to, that's this Bloodline story is going to have layers on layers on layers. And I mean, it does not need to end just because Roman's not involved. We know that, there's a high likelihood that he might be coming back at SummerSlam, and we acknowledge our tribal chief. But
also something happening at SummerSlam. Yeah.
LA Knight finally gets his United States Championship match against Logan Paul. Because when we think about this, we were not happy about him being in the Battle Royal for Slim Jim last year. Little did we know that was only the beginning of what they had in place, and this is a part of a larger conversation that you and I had this weekend as well, as far as something that Gunther said. In a recent interview about how some fans are saying that they're tired of certain stars having those top spots, but then want to complain when they are giving new stars these opportunities. Gunther versus Damian Priest was not on my bingo card for SummerSlam, but we're getting it, and Priest has, it's a fresh matchup. We know that Gunther is otherworldly, especially with what we saw him do with the Intercontinental Championship. Damian Priest, it took some time for him to cash in that briefcase, but everybody has seemed to be behind him being world champion. So, here we are getting a match we haven't seen before, which is what we've asked for. So, what's the word I'm thinking of?
You gotta help me out a little bit.
I don't know. Daniel Bryan used to say it a lot with Eric Rowan. What are some wrestling fans?
Fickle.
Yes.
Fickle. Don't be fickle. Don't be stupid either. If you're gonna go to a wrestling show, don't be stupid. Like,
facts.
Just have fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the fence with the World Heavyweight Championship match too. And I wouldn't have said that a week ago.
Yeah, no, I mean, I genuinely do not have a single knock about Damian Priest as World Heavyweight Champion other than how he holds that damn belt. That's the only knock.
You can't not notice it now.
Yeah, it's just that center plate's just a little low. You gotta, gotta hoist it.
Do we want to talk about the debut over the weekend as well?
Yes, I mean, this has to be actually before we do that, this is something interesting that Kyle has put into the chat here. Kaiser returning to cost Gunther would not surprise him.
Maybe. I like the fantasy booking. I do. I just, part of me thinks, I don't know. Like, if you really, really want to establish Priest as that main event, as part of that core group, he could beat Gunther in the main event at SummerSlam and then lose it in Berlin. Would be the worst thing in the world. I mean, because he's going to get booed in Berlin no matter what. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we have learned that when we think it's predictable, Triple H has kind of said, maybe not.
Yeah. I mean,
same thing with the men's Money in the Bank, where we thought everybody was going to interfere, and then nobody did.
Yeah.
So
GPA has thrown this out. Gunther wants to drop it to Super Cena, wins it to drop it to Super Cena at Mania next year.
No.
I mean,
no.
You are the one that has said, because we have talked about, this Cena retirement tour, and I think we do need to do kind of a deep dive on what we think it looks like. But I mean, there are two large stories that they can do in this story here. Number 17, which you're an advocate of, and I'm an advocate of getting that Intercontinental title.
Yeah, but don't do it at Mania. Do it at a different show. Don't do it at Mania. Well, I need a dream match. This is Cena's last Mania. Give me. I'm gonna say it, and I know people out there are gonna moan and groan.
Randy?
Give me Cena Randy one more time on the big stage.
I do want that one more time.
Give me Cena Randy
I do
one
want
more
that
time.
one more time, and this is creating a little controversy. No way it could happen. Saying Sportertainment saying this to GPA.
Everybody be nice.
We'll find out.
Be nice.
Yeah, no.
Civil discussion. Civil discussion.
It's a positive discourse here.
We yell at each other, but we also spend way too much time together. So
we spend a lot of time together. I mean,
yes.
It's,
I know.
But I wouldn't have it any other way.
Finish your breakfast.
Would you? Why are you gonna put me on blast right?
All I ask.
Right now.
All I ask. Ever.
I finished my breakfast before we left on Sunday. Leave me alone.
Did you eat Landon's home fries?
No, I did not eat them yet.
Are they still in your car?
No, they're not still in my car. They're in the fridge.
Okay. I left all my pictures in your car, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. We do.
I'm gonna need those back in 17 days.
I know that you do. I mean, and then also we got some clutch ones here. Shout out to Tyler Stevens for signing these. I still got these that are yours as well. Yeah.
Stud. Scary stud.
Kid's gonna be a star.
Stud. Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah. It's wrestling's fun, man. Independent wrestling's fun. The big boys are fun. We're having fun. What's going on Raw tonight?
Yeah. Yes, Drew McIntyre returns. Yes, Rhea sounds like she might be kicking off the show, and Dom's got some splaining to do.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. What do we think happens here?
Oh, Rhea's gonna beat the shit out of him. I mean, come on.
Family show.
Hey, what Rhea's gonna do is probably not gonna be family friendly to Dom.
Okay. So you can say that, but when we're legitimately in harm's way,
what?
He pissed off Manders. Just want to point that out there.
Yeah, we're fine.
We're fine now. You never know what could have happened if that turnbuckle wasn't there.
You would have asked me to take a picture of you with the trophy lodged in your head. Like, shut up. Yeah, shut up. You would have been fine. No,
we've also got to.
I think this is going to be a great segment. And it should set up the SummerSlam program between Liv and Rhea.
Yeah.
And again, we'll get into predictions later, but I don't know if Rhea wins that. So
we'll find out. We've also got Sheamus and Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, Gunther. I don't know if this is a
contract
face-off
or face or something.
Yeah. But I think we're shaping up to have another incredible Monday Night Raw. But
forgot one.
What did I forget?
The Intercontinental Championship is on the line tonight. Sami Zayn and Ilya Dragunov.
That's what I was getting. I thought I said that one already, but yeah, you are correct. Well, I might have been in the middle of starting to say it.
You are not.
I thought I was in the middle of saying it, but then you asked me about whether I finished my food or saying that I should finish my food. So that maybe you cut me off there. Okay, but that's what we have a fact checker for.
That is. Hey, shout out to Terramana. Your product is delicious.
Yeah, Terramana margaritas are just.
It was fun. Like, the People's Margarita. As soon as we saw it, we were like, done.
Yeah, I sent MJB the recipe, and I think we're gonna make some this week.
They're really good. They're really good. You got a new fan in me. Dangerous tequila.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, Sportertainment guy also throwing in. Speaking of which, we know we watched Sheamus save Pete Dunne until he doesn't want him. Sounds like there is some friction between the two of them. So we'll see how that story plays out because Pete Dunne is just phenomenal as a single star. Tyler Bates injured. Find something to do with him.
Yeah, it'll be a great speed match.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Would you don't hate on Speed? Okay. How many?
Didn't hate on Speed. I said it would be a great match.
Okay, but how many views did the last one say?
How did I
How did I
hate? 1.5.
Well, I just assumed that. Okay, that's great. You've been watching Level Up lately?
No,
of course not.
I told you why I don't watch Level Up.
Would you get over
the same reason Chelsea Green won't interview with him?
Would you get over it?
Go away,
or
Byron.
Are we just not doing that?
Go away, Byron, as Chelsea would say.
She would call him Brian, though.
She might. Also, Piper Niven reading the book How to Start a Cult. That was kind of funny.
I'm so glad they give her personality back. Do you drop who?
It's much better. Don't.
No. I know.
It's like the tag match.
The bad man can't hurt us anymore.
Yeah, well.
He's got bigger problems. But yeah, no, I think it's time for us to go home.
Head on home.
Thank you so much to everybody that has been joining us tonight. As always, hit that QR code in the top left corner. Like, share, subscribe. Again, what's that magic number, Chris?
No.
1. If you know one person that would enjoy our show, please do us a huge favor and share it with them. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers at the end of the year. We believe that we can do it, but we need your help to get there. We're just
get us to 300 by the end of the week. That is everybody's mission. We want 1,000. Right so get us to 300 at the end of this week.
Yeah, there are 38 people watching live on X right now. There's got to be, of you 38, you have to know at least 11 people that should subscribe and would enjoy our show. So please, please, please do us a huge favor and share our YouTube channel with them. We have so many things that we have in the works that we can't even talk about yet, and it is just
exciting.
Man, we're about to have some conversations with a couple of friends once this show is done. We will be back tomorrow night. We will have Riley Jackson joining us. And then Wednesday, Rob Weathers, Carmen Michael will be joining us. The ultimate dream team right here. One of the best commentary duos in the Southeast. One of the best wrestling podcast duos out there in the game right now. All linking it up. Munchies are going to be in full effect. Maybe for most of us. We'll see. It's okay. We did miss Carmen at night 2 of Scenic City Invitational.
We didn't miss Carmen. Carmen missed us.
Did he, though?
Yes, he did. and I know a co-host that would agree with me.
No.
Not you.
That's true.
His.
I know. I agree. I hear you. But that is going to do it for us. We'll be back tomorrow night at 6:30. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. For the podcast dad of Mr. Cincinnati, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.